All right, so next up, we're going to have some young brothers. I'm excited about it because, like I said, I'm a huge Michigan fan. Love these two young brothers and watching them ball out. Mr. Brooks and Mr. Livers have been fortunate enough to join on with us. Colette is on the screen joining us. She was happy to make the connection for us. As someone who works at the sheriff's office, I'll just say this. One of our biggest challenges here locally in Washtenaw County has been we have so many young brothers who love the ball and they continue to go to the park and ball out. So we're constantly going from park to park to park and saying, hey, we know y'all like the ball, but you got to stay safe, go home. And if you know, and we'll talk about the data a little bit later, the African-American community in Washtenaw County has been hit very, very hard, just like the governor said, across the state. Part of it is because, yes, we listen and we understand, but when you're living in kind of high density, lower income areas, you got doubled up families, or you need a ride to the store, you are forced to have close contact. But some of it also is our young folks who can't stay off the basketball court for a while. So we thought it only appropriate to bring in some young brothers who they look up to have this conversation. But before I introduce them and then have them turn their mics on, we got another quick poll. I thought it only appropriate to make it basketball related. So if you check your screens right now, we got another one gotta go. This is a tough one for me, but one gotta go. This is about the best NBA guard. One gotta go. It's either Magic, Isaiah, Curry, Iverson, or my man Chris Paul. So go ahead, click in those votes. I see them starting to come in. Which one of these all-time greats has to go? Oh, y'all hard. You wait. Okay.
It's actually not that tough, Derek. It's actually not that tough.
Oh, so hey,
He is getting
I don't think he's
annihilated
that
out
tough.
there.
See you later, CP.
He gotta go.
Oh man, y'all killing them. Oh no. Hey, the same person. I hope you're not the same person that voted for Tupac that voted for my man Isaiah. All right, we ending the poll. Here go the results.
Wow.
So 3 people said Magic. Only 1 said Isaiah. Okay. Curry, 5 of y'all said that. Iverson, 13, and 44 of y'all said CP got to roll. Oh, I put him on there because he's one of my personal favorites.
Hey, Derek, how y'all giving me a hard time for being a Buckeye, and somebody in the state of Michigan voted for Magic? 3 people voted for Magic Johnson. He gone.
Hey, it's because he was a Spartan. I think they hold in the grudge.
Yeah, that's that Michigan love.
Frazier, tell him, come on, man.
All right, y'all. So here we go. So Eli and Isaiah, if you can unmute yourself for a second, we just want to have a conversation with you. First and foremost, I know you, I follow you, but there's some folks who don't. Maybe just each of you kind of one at a time, kind of introduce yourselves to us, and then I just got a couple questions for you.
Go ahead, Eli.
I'll go first. Eli Brooks. I'm a guard. Play at Michigan. I'm a junior. General studies major. Emphasis on with like African American culture. And I'm from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. But enjoyed my 3 years so far at Michigan.
Welcome, Eli. Thank you. Mr. Livers, how about you?
Hello, everybody. I'm Isaiah, junior at Michigan, straight out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. So I stay home. My major is general studies with a focus of sociology. It's getting more interesting in my 3 years at Michigan, and I'm just super excited to be on here and talk with you guys.
So thanks again, fellas, for joining us. I guess my first question would be to you all. Maybe just talk to us about what you all are doing to stay active. Again, I led in by saying there's a lot of young brothers who still want to hoop during this time. But how are you all doing that and able to do that safe? And what kind of words might you have to just the young fellas in the community?
Honestly, for me, it's not that tough. As a kid, I really didn't have a lot of resources to get into a gym. So I had to learn how to emphasize workouts outside. So I would just find some outside basketballs, have my parents go get some, go outside, work on my ball handling. For conditioning wise, I just do a lot of jump rope. I don't know, it's just something I always done was a lot of jump rope. My dad always had me jump roping downstairs, so it's something I just love to do. It's kind of like running to me. I don't have to run on the hard concrete. I could just get some nice jump roping in like I'm Floyd Mayweather, you know. It's just something simple as that. But the shooting the basket wise, that's tough. I kind of have to change it to a mental standpoint instead of physical. So I have to go watch my old highlights. I watch other people's highlights. I just study the game, I love the game that much, but I'll stay inside and sacrifice my time at the gym or at the park just to prepare my mental, because that's what this is about right now, is staying close to your family, staying healthy, and just building your mental.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, there's a lot of different aspects to the game, and like Isaiah said, a lot of it is mental. That's something I struggled with my freshman and sophomore year, and then just trying to like emulate people's games and like watching different films, seeing your success and other people's success, helping that carry over. But just doing a lot of push-ups. That's what I do. A lot of air squats, stay in shape.
Mm.
I'm fortunate enough to live in a community where I can run. There's a little track outside that's like a path in the field. So I take my dog out there and run. But it's important to stay away from community engagement, that kind of stuff, which is hard, especially when everybody's on top of each other. But basketball, like I said, has a lot of different aspects, and there's a lot of different ways you can study and better yourself.
So kind of stepping off the basketball court, just talk to us, I got a 16-year-old daughter, and so she was on her way to a national track meet. Next day it gets canceled. School winds up being canceled. It's all over, right? So you're on this path to do some pretty big things. I know you all were on your way to the tournaments, and then all of a sudden things stop. So just from a student athlete standpoint, and as a young Black man, like what have you been doing to keep your mentals focused and like just focus yourselves in this very difficult time of everything kind of being put on pause?
Wow, I'm in a class, it's English 325, and we had the opportunity to write an essay of something that happened in your life. I wrote about the Big Ten tournament trip, and that's just a way of like me of trying to like recall everything that happened, trying to ground myself and just build up all those emotions and try to put them down on paper, because that's something that really helps me. And doing that, it just brought up all the great memories and all the past stuff that has happened, and how fortunate we are to have the health that we have and still be able to do the things once this is all over.
Isaiah, what about you?
Yeah, mine was kind of simpler than Eli's. I mean, Eli is more of a smarter kid, his high IQ, so likes to write things down, get it out. I understand that. I just really just talk to my family, my close loved ones, shoot, even my friends that I haven't talked to in a minute, just to check up on them, to let them know that, yeah, what happened to us was huge and it was a bummer, but there's other people out there struggling, and I wanted to make sure I could just reach out and just have a helping hand and be there for those people who aren't the less unfortunate, you know what I mean? So I just tried to be the best role model I could to them and just let them know that everything right now is going to be okay. People I haven't talked to in years, I just reached out to them out of nowhere, and it ended up being great conversations. So I was just happy that I did that.
So thanks, fellas. I'm going to ask folks on the call, if you guys got a few more minutes, if there's any questions that you might have, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll ask them, or you can raise your hand in the participant list, and then we'll unmute you and give you a chance to ask these young brothers some questions. There's a lot of folks chatting saying we appreciate you and encouraging words. And again, it's really important for us. I mean, folks get to see you on TV. So you're just Isaiah and Eli to you all, but to a lot of our young folks in the community, especially those who are right here in Washington County, who are just a few miles away from where y'all play ball, watching you on TV every night. A lot of them are living their dreams through you. So your words carry a lot of weight. So we really, really appreciate you. Love you all. Nicely done, young man. So a lot of positive comments coming. So with that, I just want to thank you all. Feel free to stay around and hang out with us if you want to. There is also the opportunity for y'all to come visit us at a real breakfast. We serve some good food once this is all done. So we'd love to kind of wrap ourselves around you and provide you some support as you kind of get back to normal. There was one question someone said, for those of us that are a little older, not talking about me, what's the message we need to get to younger folks about staying home and staying safe? So how do we relay those messages to really make this real for folks?
Ooh, honestly, it just needs to be repeatedly inputted because when I was a kid, I know it was tough to stay indoors and just stay in a closed premises with my loved ones. It's tough. It's really hard to do, but they have to someone has to tell them that you have to understand how important this is right now. This is not about your love for basketball. You want to get better. You want to get somewhere on the next level. This is about take care of your health and your family. By them going out and trying to play around on playgrounds, shoot hoops on a playground or park, is putting their loved ones in danger because they can have the chance to come back and affect them, and that's just not the domino effect we need. We need to take every safe measures that we can and just stay inside. I mean, I feel like just a figure has to keep telling them. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them, it just needs to be inputted every day. Like, I know you want to go outside, but let's do this today. Let's work on a different hobby. I mean, there's more life than basketball. You have to find out things that you're good at. And this is the perfect time to do it while you're inside.
Thank you for that. Maybe Eli, last question for you guys is, can you just say a few words about the importance of being a student athlete, kind of both the athlete as good as you all are, but also the student in the class as well?
Yeah, it's really important. I'll talk about the student aspect. That kind of correlates with being an athlete. Being an athlete and a student at Michigan, you're capable of being a student at Michigan because you're an athlete. So you get that great opportunity, get the education that's going to go a lot farther than basketball. And then going to a school like Michigan or wherever people choose, it allows you to build a lot of connections throughout. You meet so many people, and you have a bigger impact than what you think. Just having this opportunity to speak on this platform is just one example of it. You get to impact so many people's lives, and you get so many opportunities through this. And then the student aspect, you get everything paid for. You have all the resources to do well. It's just a matter of how you play your hand.
All right. Thanks again, brothers. We really appreciate y'all. And good luck in your school endeavors. And also, hopefully, once the season starts back up next year, we get some Go Blue. And then listen, I will, to the day I die, I will be harassing Shamar. So ignore him. Ignore that big guy. All right, fellas. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, you guys.
We appreciate you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. Beautiful.